Hello, everyone. I am Kit Adams. I am a psychic medium. Today, I'm talking about how to choose a deck for you to do readings. A lot of people have been getting into doing different types of readings lately, and I get asked, that's like my number one question: how do you choose a deck? I have been doing this for over 40 years. I've been doing it live for the past 10 years. I absolutely love doing it live. I love the interaction with an audience. Um, if you hit the like and the subscribe button, I would so appreciate it. That way you can actually see me go live. I'm hoping to get like 100 people. I have been live before. I just didn't get very many people coming in. But let's talk about different decks. Do you want a tarot deck? Do you want an oracle deck? What type of reading would you like to get into? I normally suggest for beginners, honestly, to get into pick an oracle deck. Okay. I started a long, long time ago. I saw this wonderful woman on the internet, and her name was Doreen Virtue. Uh, Unfortunately, I don't have any of Doreen's decks on my desk at the moment. That's my bad. But I do have several other decks I can show you. Again, I do suggest you try Oracle first. It's a lot easier. It's a lot gentler, if you will. Do you want the Rider-Waite deck? Which I did not take out. I'm so sorry. Rider-Waite deck is a tarot deck that is the most common tarot deck that you can get. Okay. But there are other tarot decks you can get. Yes, this is the Hocus Pocus tarot deck. I have the Intuitive Tarot deck. Just, I do tell people go on Amazon. They're a lot more affordable on Amazon to look for a deck that you want to use. And make sure that when you're picking a deck, say we're going to go with Oracle to start with. Okay. Look at the pictures of the cards. Do they speak to you? Do you feel it like inside you? Oh, this deck looks like it would be easy for me to use as a first timer. Okay. And even for people who have been doing this for a while, but they want to add to their collection. I have a huge collection. I have like 6 different tarot decks. I have so many oracle decks like you wouldn't believe. So, and decks are different. Okay. A typical deck is about this size. This is from the Hocus Pocus deck. It's the Queen of Potions. This one is from my Halloween Oracle deck. It's a huge card. It's the difference in them. You want to also get a card that is going to be comfortable in your hands. I have an Oracle deck. I have the Lover's Oracle deck. It's heart-shaped. So, just pick what you're really, really drawn to start. When you get comfortable, then add more and more into your repertoire. Now, my tarot deck that I normally use during most of my shows, it's a rather thin deck. The card is rather thin. It's like linen, I want to say. And see, it bends very easy. You want to be careful, especially because I'm in need of another one. Honestly, I do have to get another deck because I've bent a lot of the corners on this. So you can tell, this one is nice and sturdy. This one bends very, very easy. How they're going to shuffle. These are a little tricky to shuffle because they're hearts. So, I can't do the regular, like where you take the cards and you shuffle them. I always do mine 3 times. And then I, have them and I go like this, whatever cards fall out. That's how I do my readings. Because I do get asked, what makes you choose how you do a reading? And I put these in wrong. It's just whatever cards, because I always throw whatever your intention is. Say you need to find out if you have love coming your way. Okay. So obviously, in a paid reading, I would use the Lover's Oracle. I would use the Lover's Tarot that goes with this deck. That's how I bought them that way together. And that's, what you would use. During a show, it's not that you don't have very much time. You want to try to get as many readings done as possible when you do a show, a live show. That's how that goes. I'm trying to put my cards back so I don't lose them out of their boxes. It just varies, but I do always shuffle my cards. When I get a brand new deck, I do what's called blessing my deck. And I take the deck, I do sage my deck, the entire box. I sage the deck itself. And then I take one card out at a time and I just look at it and I try to get like the feel, the energy of it. And I do that for each card. Card counts vary. Tarot cards always have 78 in them because you have minor arcana and major arcana in your deck. And then at the end, I hold my deck in my hand and I basically talk to it. I say, may you always give me really good readings. May you always bring messages that the person getting the reading needs to hear. Then I do something that I guess a lot of people don't do. They just take a new deck, boom, go into doing readings. I pick somebody on my friends list a lot and say, look, I got a new deck. I want to work with it a little bit before I actually do live videos with it. And, are you up for a reading? Usually I always get a yes from people because who doesn't want a free reading? Seriously. I guess it's one of the many perks of being one of my friends is, you never know when I'm going to hit you up and say, hey, would you like a free reading? Which I do have to do because I just got the Hocus Pocus deck and I got it as a gift. A friend of mine, bought it for me. I suck at trying to aim. I'm so sorry. And it is a tarot deck. It is similar to the Rider-Waite deck. I do not vibe with the Rider-Waite deck. I do apologize. I do have it. I do get people that are diehards and they're like, no, I'd rather have the Rider-Waite deck. And that's fine. Okay. There are many different spreads. You can go online, download a little pamphlet that shows you all the different types of spreads you could do, Celtic Cross, Cat's Eye, what have you, spreads. I go live an awful lot. That's how I like to do it. I love interacting with people. I don't really get many people as clients asking me, hey, can I have a Celtic Cross spread or what have you? But again, I do offer them if that's what the person is looking for. If you are looking for any type of reading, please hit me up in the comments. I always answer my comments. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you do have. But that's how I choose decks. And that's how I usually tell people how to work with a deck, how to get used to a deck, how to get a deck. It's not that hard, but people get overwhelmed. There are so many different types of decks out there. Like I said, I have like 5 or 6, and that does not include the Rider-Waite deck of tarot cards. Then I've got like 25, maybe 30 Oracle. It's an addiction. It seriously is. It's just like crystals. And find somebody like I found Doreen Virtue. She was the first deck I did buy. It was the Angel Tarot cards of hers. So sorry, my throat gets dry from talking. And I got a lot of her decks. I really wish she was still doing decks. She doesn't do it anymore. It is sad. I do want to caution you to beware. And if you do see one of her decks and you do seem to be interested in getting one, make sure it's an authentic deck. Okay. There are copycats out there. You want to be very careful. Get an authentic deck. The other thing about decks is I have bought some decks that I just didn't vibe with. They looked okay when I bought them and I was looking through them. A couple of them, one I got as a gift and I just didn't vibe with it. I pass my decks on. I never resell them. Okay. I just hand them to give them up to somebody. I gift them to somebody who I get that feeling that they would vibe really well with the deck. I have a couple of friends who are really super happy with the decks that I've given them. They love them and use them all the time. Another thing I want to caution about is to, I'm sorry, I keep having all these interruptions over here, is buying a used deck. Okay. Now, my decks, if you ever watch me live, you see that my decks seriously have my energy in them. You know, they jump everywhere. And so my energy is in the decks. I am a well-meaning person. So when you get a deck from me that I have touched, there's no bad juju. I always tell people, cleanse your deck when you get it, even though, you know, I gave it to you. I still say cleanse your deck. Now, if you buy a used deck, because I see them on Amazon, you do have to be careful because you don't know the person selling it. You don't know if their intents were bad. You don't know what type of energies that are in those cards. So do be careful. And I do stress, buy a new deck. Okay. Unless it's a really, really hard to find deck that you have been looking for and it's authentic, safe, like Doreen Virtue. Okay. And if you do buy it used, sage it, sage it, sage it. Put black tourmaline with it. Put a piece of selenite with it. Charge it under a full moon. We do have a full moon coming up here soon on Sunday, October 9th. Watch out for a video from me. I will be doing a video on a full moon reading. So there's, again, you know, just use caution. Okay. Honestly, just use caution, but use your instincts. Your instincts are the best defense you have against choosing a deck. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Hit like and hit subscribe. And I hope to see you all whenever I go live. Bye.